Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for choosing ORTM 1. This is the time of your English program of every Saturday and Sunday. We start this program by the headlines. Three new ambassadors met on Tuesday the President of the Transition, Colonel Assimi Goïta. They presented to him the letter emphasizes their mission and the reminiscent of their predecessor one. They are the ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Iran, the Kingdom of Norway, and Canada. Ninth session of the Guinea-Mali Joint Commission work started this week in Conakry. Experts from both countries have 2 days to assess the implementation of the recommendation of the 8th session held here in Bamako. CNT Commission for Public Works, Housing and Transport visited several construction sites in Bamako this week. Work is going well, but some difficulties are reported. Welcome to our Mali news. Three new ambassadors met on Tuesday the President of the Transition, Colonel Assimi Goïta. The aim was to present to him the letter emphasizing their mission and the reminiscent of their predecessor one. They were the ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Iran, the Kingdom of Norway, and Canada. The new diplomats, who all have Bamako as their residence, will work to strengthen the relationship between Mali and their respective countries. Report Sira Batili, translated by Gassou Jara.
Mali would like to reinforce its diplomacy with three countries. Last Tuesday, the presidential palace of Koulouba opened its door for three ambassadors of the different countries. The three excellencies have come to introduce themselves to His Excellency Assimi Goïta. One by one, they have been received by His Excellency Assimi Goïta. Firstly, the ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Iran was received by His Excellency Assimi Goïta. The name of His Excellency, the ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Iran, is Hosseini Talesi Salehani. He is well educated. In addition, he has a lot of experiences about international relationships. He did this profession 30 years ago. His Excellency, the Ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Hosseini Talesi Salehani, has been responsible for business at the Embassy of the Islamic Republic of Iran in Mali since 2020. He got his master in the international relationships. He worked at Copenhagen. He was counselor of economics. After that, he was a director of the public administration to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of his country. He is a writer. He wrote 6 books. He is 58 years old. He is married. He has 2 sons. His Excellency, the Ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Iran in Mali, wants to strengthen the cooperation between Mali and Islamic Republic of Iran, particularly in the field of agriculture and energy. Secondly, this one is Regional Eliane Koti. She comes from the Kingdom of Norway. Her Excellency, the Ambassador of Norway in Mali, she is 56 years. She is an expert in economics and also she studied literature. She has been ambassador since 1995. She was representative of Sahel in the name of the Kingdom of Norway. She was here. She has been successful step by step. She was a guide. She was the first secretary of the Embassy of Norway in Abidjan, Ivory Coast. After that, she was responsible for bilateral cooperation at the Norwegian Embassy in Nairobi. The former director for Africa made the research about African civilizations Her Excellency the Ambassador of Norway in Mali brought a letter to His Excellency Assimi Goïta. After that, she talked to His Excellency Assimi Goïta about the cooperation between the two countries, Mali and Norway. Thirdly, His Excellency the Ambassador of Canada leaves Brimani for Mali. Canadian Ambassador François Lafrenière has represented his country in Africa as well as in Asia. He has worked for Canadian Agency of International Development since 2005. He is an expert in economics. He has worked for non-governmental organizations for 25 years. He was a counselor for regional development in the center of Asia and Afghanistan. He was counselor in development at the Canadian Embassy in Beijing 2 years ago, China. His Excellency, the Ambassador of Canada, will live in Bamako. He is married. He has 3 sons. His Excellency François Lafrenière is going to strengthen the cooperation between Mali and Canada. Mali has always had good partnership with Canada for many years. We remember that Canada is a good partner for Mali. In fact, Canadian nation has supported to improve living conditions of women and children. Finally, Canadian Agency of International Development struggles against poverty.
Conakry, the capital city of Guinea, led on Wednesday, November 16, 2022, the week of the 9th session of the Guinea-Mali Joint Commission. Ministers and experts have 2 days to assess the implementation of a recommendation of the previous session held in Bamako, analyze the progress, the obstacles encountered, and consider new prospects for cooperation. Mamari Kone and Drissa Kadamele for a reportage.
In order to make concrete directives action given by the 2 presidents, Colonel Mamadou Doumbouya and Colonel Assimi Goïta, Malians and Guineans met themselves for this 9th session of a Great Cooperation Commission between the 2 countries. The meeting allowed ministers and experts to identify common actions for population's happiness. According to the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Mali, this meeting reinforces the conviction that bilateral cooperation is developing and strengthening. They have sufficient way to strengthen cooperation in the domain of territorial administration, defense and security, economy, transport and infrastructure, mining, energy, health, trade, education, research, and more. According to the Guinean Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation, African Integration and Guinean Abroad, this meeting reflects the clear desire of Presidents Doumbouya and Goïta to maintain and reinforce the historic ties between the 2 countries. There, he gave some historical reminders of the 2 nations. After the ceremony happening, experts were charged to examine cooperation proposals. Mali was strongly represented at this 9th session of Mali-Guinea Joint Cooperation Commission.
Telephone operators achieved a cumulative turnover of 559 billion CFA francs in 2021, according to the diagnostic report on mobile money from the Cabinet Business Managing Development in partnership with AMRTP and the Ministry of Communication. The information was given this week. Gasu Jara for more detail.
Managing business and development is an enterprise which reports about the income of telecommunication and numeric. Many experts took part in this conference about telecommunication and numeric. Some participants thought about the cost of telecommunication and numeric. Other participants found that we would spend a lot for telecommunication and numeric. It's extremely expensive for people. Together, The participants said that telecommunication will contribute to the development of a country. Even though telecommunication and numeric increase the budget of a government, we must also think about people. Managing business and development is an enterprise which regroups four countries: Mali, Senegal, Ivory Coast, and France.
In the third region, more than 1,600 tons of cotton were already gained for the current campaign despite the difficulties. Announcement made by General Administrator of CMDT Southern Branch. It was during the visit of the Minister of Rural Development to a cotton field in Ngurala from Sikaso's Circle. Report Mustafa Doumbia, translated by Fatou Drame.
The meeting with cotton producers was one of the main activities of this visit by the Minister of Rural Development, Southern Branch of the CMDT. This branch covers 5 circles and provided 40% of the production for the 2021-2022 campaign. According to its chief executive, here drainage activities are ongoing despite a difficult campaign. When you took the cotton plants about 1 free, there is no capsule. The leaves are off. The hook, it is all the effect of the acids. So combined with the fertilizers problem, the campaign was very difficult. What we got even, it is already 1,600 tons. There is also the repair of the tracks that we started with the intensity of the rain. The roads are degraded. We had to resume these tracks to be able to get the cotton out. During discussions with the minister, the spokesperson of the producers mentioned certain difficulties for which the search for solution is underway. In the Rural Development Department, the pests really attacked the cotton plants. The cotton growers went into debt to try to produce cotton in the perspective of having a grain yield. But with this unforeseen situation, so they asked for state support to try to reduce the effects of this situation.
CNT Commission for Public Works, Housing and Transport visited several construction sites in Bamako this week. Work is going well, but some difficulties are reported. The Commission recommends that the various site managers have to do their best to meet contractual deadlines. A report Batra Ure, translated by Drisaka Dambele.
Public Works, Housing and Transport Committee of the National Transition Council visited Bamako road sites. The visit started in Lafiabougou quarter. There, work on the access road to Amalgam is going well. The completion of this 1 kilometer 200 long section should make it possible to easily reach Taliko quarter. Dr. Ousmane Traoré Street, which passes through Richard Bridge and Bankoni Jenkinibu Street, were also visited. On the right bank of Niger River, the site of the access road to Sabalibugu Kurani and Hopital Jumali caught the delegation attention. The visit of Sente Public Works Commission ended with the Governor Street sites in Falaje and the last one in Kalabankura. CNT committee said to be satisfied because roads maintenance way has changed. It's done in the best way. The work is well done. The advance in road maintenance is that new roads are being built. Delays were noted about the road of Hospital Jumali because they were obliged to clear waterways in order to be able to work. According to the National Transition Council Commission, the essential is to do well. Beneficiaries said they are satisfied and they thank CNT Public Works Commission.
Closing ceremony of the English Club Leader Trainer Program funded by the United States Embassy in Mali. The training had concerned 38 English club leaders and was about speaking ability, leadership, the promotion of U.S. culture and a government-sponsored program. The grant of this training program was for more than 13,000 US dollars. Angel Dambele took part in this ceremony. Follow her report.
This training was aimed at improving speaking skills, developing organizational leadership and management skills of the members and students of English clubs. As funded by the United States Embassy in Mali, the main goal is to promote U.S. culture and government-sponsored programs. The program was scheduled for 6 months, but due to some challenges, it was extended 10 months. It was intended to English club leaders, which were a total of 28 participants.
The U.S. Embassy is very proud to have financed this training, leadership training, for the Malian English Clubs Council because we believe in the power of Mali and the youth of Mali. And we are excited to invest in the next generation of English leaders, whether it's through grants like this one.
To implement this internship program of the U.S. Embassy in Mali, 3 people were engaged to ensure either the proper management of resources, monitoring and assessment of this program and other tasks.
So I was in charge of monitoring and evaluation of the project, and this consists of data collection and evaluating members about the impact of the program on leaders' life.
The Mali English Club Council chairperson Tariba Traoré highly welcomed this internship program for English clubs. She also called for the program's sustainability.
So I would like to thank the U.S. Embassy for this wonderful opportunity. It was the very first time for Mali English Club Council to benefit from this kind of training. For sure, it is the first, it's not going to be the last, and they can see the impact we have. The program was to train 38 participants, and from the 38 participants, they did recitation. Through the recitation, we reached 600 members who took part of the recitation. And our objective at MECC was 300, so we get 600. This is one of the great success that I can say through this project.
The training met participants' expectations.
This training allowed us to learn a lot of skills, like management skills, pedagogy, and business management, and so on. And it also allowed me as a manager to be faced in public and to be like kind of emotional and also be able to discuss with people and let them chance also to convince and also to be sustained by themselves through this training.
During this training initiated by U.S. Embassy in Mali, the public school of Kalamankoro was chosen for an oral and writing test. This test was initially intended to 40 students but was able to record up to the 140 students participants who are in the grade 11 and 12 forms. So the top 10 in each class were rewarded. The promoter of the public school of Kalabankoro did not fail to express his emotions regarding this initiative of U.S. Embassy. Certificates delivery, testimonies about the content of the training program, rewarding and the visit of the library also equipped thanks to the U.S. Embassy, ended this ceremony, which marks the end of this training program of the U.S. Embassy for the leaders of English clubs in Mali. The grant of this training program was for more than $12, had said the initiators. Surely this is the end of the training, but a new beginning for the participants and their teams.
The third edition of FLSL English Club competition based on general culture took place on November 16, 2022. It gathered more than 100 students of English department. The competition aims to strengthen the excellency in the English department. Angel Dambele for more details.
The third edition of FLSL English Club competition based on general culture brought together more than 100 students from first to third grade of English departments. This general culture competition is a way for initiators to strengthen excellence in English departments.
More than 100 students will take part of it. Today we have only for level 1. Two lessons, two promotions, 2020 and 2021. The former edition were great and excellent, but each year we try to improve a little bit.
The competition itself was highly appreciated by the head of the English department, like others.
I think a competition like this is a very good thing in the school. It will permit the students to improve their levels, and the shy students will have an opportunity to practice their English.
Students who took part in this year's general culture competition are too committed for the promotion of the English language, their subjects of studies.
I think the competition is going well, and as a candidate also, all candidates are doing their best, and I hope that won't be the last edition, and I hope in the future we can organize such a kind of event to competize between our students.
Excellence Training Center ETC has close partnerships with FLSL English Club. That's why the CEO of this center has spared no effort to support them. Regarding this third edition, he will deliver scholarships as part of his contribution, he said.
All the candidates who will participate to the training will take them with a scholarship for free. So this is a kind of motivation, because in a class we have many people, like 100 people. When we have 2 people like the volunteer, we should have a mean to motivate them. That's why we are trying to do our best to take them in a training of 2 months, inshallah, after this competition.
This yearly general culture competition among students of English departments was started on November 16th, and it will be ended next December 20th.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of Mali News. Now time for the guest of the week. Our guest of today is the head of École Normale Supérieure and English Department. Hello and welcome.
Thank you very much.
First
Hello.
of all, do you have something to add to your background?
Well, thank you very much for having me on that stage. Okay. I started my school in Côte d'Ivoire, in Ivory Coast, if you want. And then in 2002, I came in Mali for the 7th grade. Yeah. And then I continued my studies in Ségou. And with the baccalaureate exam, I have got a scholarship to go to Algeria. Yeah. This is where I have spent most of my time, most of my pre-bac studies. And then I went to Senegal to continue for the master's degree. Yeah. And I'm working on my PhD. And and then I succeeded the entrance test to come at the university as a teacher. And now I'm the head of the English department.
Okay. What was the program based on?
I think it's clear for everybody. ENSIP is one of the most renowned universities in Mali. Yes. It has been created in the years 60s. So, and it's based on education. Yes. So you see, that's our main goal. Teaching teachers, or if you want, training of trainers. That's what we do. We train trainers, you see. And our product, if I can put it this way, go and teach in the high schools, the grammar schools. You know, teachers, that's what we do.
Yeah.
We train teachers.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Thank you.
So, you know, many students who finish with Flash want to continue at NSIP.
Yeah.
And some teachers also of fundamental school want to go to NSIP to continue their studies.
Yeah.
So what is the process to get at NSIP?
Well, I think the process is simple, actually, because we don't take students who have just the baccalaureate exam or have just the baccalaureate certificate. They cannot go to NSIP.
Yeah.
If you want to go to NSIP, you need at least a bachelor degree in one of the faculties here in Mali. You can go to NSIP.
Yeah.
And first of all, let me tell you that we have two levels there at NSIP. You have what we call the license level and the master level.
Okay.
And if you want to go to the master level, you need at least a license degree in one of the faculties in Mali, like I said before.
Yeah.
And for the license, you have to be a civil servant.
Yeah.
And then you have to take what we call, you have to take an exam, which can be oral or written.
Okay.
It depends on what you want. You believe that you have enough money and you can support the fees of your studies. Therefore, you come, even if you have the money to support the fees, you have to go for an oral test.
Yes.
So we are very selective. That's why it showcases that we are very selective. We don't take anybody.
So back by the test you said. So what it really take to succeed to this examination?
Well, I think it requires a lot of work, a lot of hard work, in fact, but not only hard work. It requires hard work, but along with that, it requires a practical study plan.
So how many candidates do you need every year?
Well, that depends on the number of teachers that we have, but also the number of classes that we have, because we cannot, of course, we want to take everybody because we know the emergency in terms of updating the knowledge of our teachers, our colleague teachers who are in the high schools and maybe in the fundamental school. We understand that, but depending on the number of teachers that we have and the very limited capacity of our classes, we set a number. Every year, approximately at the license level, we take about 45 students. And the master, the same number.
We are at the end of this exchange.
Yes.
So what's the call you have to do for the student who want to continue at NSIP, and your last words?
Thank you very much for your question. My last words are just words of encouragement. NSIP is a big chance where you have updated, you have dedicated professors who are really professional in what they do, and with updated technologies, with updated techniques, methods, and approaches to transform you from the hesitating teacher to a very performant teacher. So I encourage everybody to try. Failing is not an end. It's not because I failed that I have to give up. No. You know, failing will create in you that nothing else can develop in you. So when you fail one time, whether you like it or not, you will change at the end. And then you have to keep on continuing again and again, practicing, researching, reading, and then one day you'll make it to NSIP.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
So thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching us. We'll be together next Saturday and Sunday, same time, same channel, ORTM 1. May God bless Mali. Goodbye.